I, 38 male, am still trying to wrap my head around how quickly everything went sideways. It's been a whirlwind, and honestly, I'm running on fumes and a weird sense of calm. It started subtly. My wife, Qley, 35, became more distant. More nights, working late. More secretive texts that would stop abruptly when I entered the room. The usual cliches. We've been married 10 years. No kids. I thought we were solid, or at least solid enough to talk about problems. Guess I was wrong. Last Tuesday, she gave me the brightest, fakest smile I've ever seen. Just a quiet girl's night out with Sarah tonight, honey. Don't wait up. Sarah is her sister, usually her partner in crime for shopping or spa days, not quiet nights. Red flag, but I just said, okay, have fun. Be safe. My gut was screaming. I'd had suspicions for a couple of months. A change in her routine, the way she guarded her phone. I'd even done a bit of checking. So, a few weeks back, I hired a private investigator. Cost a fair bit, around $150 an hour, but truth is priceless. Mr. Jackson, the PI, was good. Ex-cop, no nonsense. He'd been tracking her discreetly. Tuesday, when she announced her girls' night, I called him. He was already on it. Around 9 p.m., Jackson called me. Got her. She's at the Celestial Suites downtown. Room 312. And she's not with her sister. He sent me a pic. Qley, laughing, walking into the hotel with some guy I'd never seen before. My stomach dropped. Here's where things went from bad to nuclear. I asked Jackson if he could get her father, David, to meet us there. David is an old-school, honorable man. Qley always said she could never disappoint her dad. I wanted him to see his daughter for who she truly was. Jackson, ever the professional, made the call. David agreed to meet, thinking it was an emergency concerning Qley's well-being. So, there we were, around 10:30 p.m. Me, a very grim David, and Jackson. Jackson had his professional evidence camera rolling. He mentioned its secure cloud backup for critical incidents, which I suppose is the modern PI's version of ensuring evidence is safe if things escalated. We got a spare key from a reluctant hotel manager after Jackson showed his PI license and hinted at a delicate domestic situation. We opened the door to room 312, and there they were. Qley and this dude, Liam, well, you get the picture. Clothes everywhere. The look on Qley's face when she saw us, pure, unadulterated horror. David just gasped, his face turning ashen. Liam scrambled, eyes wide. He looked at me, at David, at Jackson's camera, and then made a decision I still can't quite believe. He bolted for the window, fumbled it open, and freaking launched himself out. We were on the 3rd floor. It wasn't a death-defying leap. There was a decorative awning 2 floors down, then some unfortunately placed, very dense shrubbery. He hit the awning with a yelp and crashed into the bushes. Qley started screaming, "What are you doing here? How could you?" David just looked at her, heartbroken, and said, "Qley, what is this?" Jackson was already on his phone to hotel security, reporting a jumper, possible minor injuries, send paramedics and police. Within minutes, the room was swarming with hotel staff, then paramedics for Liam, who was groaning about his ankle, and then the police. Qley was trying to cover herself, crying, yelling at me, then at her father. It was chaos. The last I saw before I left with David, who was leaning on me, looking about 20 years older, Qley was wrapped in a hotel bathrobe, looking utterly shell-shocked, trying to explain to a very skeptical-looking police officer why a man just yeeted himself out her window. The PI got it all on camera. She wanted a quiet night. She got a spectacle. I'm numb and waiting for the fallout. Update 1 to 72 hours later. Okay, it's been 3 days since D-Day. The initial shock is wearing off, replaced by a cold, hard resolve. Qley's father, David, is devastated. He basically hasn't spoken to Qley. He stayed with me the first night. The next day, his wife, Qley's mom, Brenda, picked him up. Brenda is already trying to spin it. The police questioned Qley. Because Liam sprained his ankle badly, he initially tried to claim he was fleeing an assault. Jackson's footage, provided to the police via my lawyer, Ms. Hayes, retained first thing Wednesday morning, shut that down. It clearly showed no aggression from our side. Liam might actually be in a bit of trouble himself. The hotel is furious. Qley finally made contact, not with an apology, a string of furious texts. You humiliated me. You brought my father. This is your fault. You drove me to this. Liam is hurt. He could sue you. You'll pay for this. I want half of everything and spousal support. You owe me. The entitlement is breathtaking. Zero remorse. I replied once, Qley, all communication regarding our separation and divorce is to go through my lawyer, Ms. Hayes. Her contact details have been emailed to you. Then came Sarah, Qley's sister. She called me screaming, You're a monster, Mark. She made a mistake. You're supposed to forgive. Me. Sarah. She was having a calculated affair. My actions were a direct response. Sarah. She's broken. Her father won't talk to her. You've ruined her life. Me. She should have thought of that before room 312. Concerns about her needs could be addressed through lawyers. Click. Brenda, Qley's mom, also called. More tears. Mark, dear, Qley is beside herself. This is all a terrible misunderstanding. That man was just a friend comforting her. Me. Brenda, the evidence suggests otherwise. All future discussions need to be through our lawyers. Brenda, but the family? Think of the shame. Can't we just work this out? Me. David saw what he saw. I won't be discussing this further. Hung up. The narrative they're trying to build is that I'm the psycho. Yeah, right? Ms. Hayes is already drafting divorce papers. This is going to be a fight. But like I said, I'm weirdly calm. Game on. Update 2, 3 weeks later. Well, things have escalated. The sheer audacity is something to behold. First off, Liam the Leaper. He lost his job. His company had a strict morality clause, and word, along with some blurry phone pics taken by other hotel guests of him in the bushes, got back to his boss. He's also apparently been bombarding Qley with texts, blaming her for his job loss and medical bills. Poetic. Qley and her dream team, Mommy Brenda and Sister Sarah, have been busy. Ms. Hayes received a formal demand from Qley's lawyer. Exclusive use of our home. Emergency spousal support of $5,000 a month. Her part-time job nets maybe $1,500. Me to pay her legal fees and a gag order on the PI footage. Ms. Hayes' response was a polite get real. We countered with realistic temporary support, noted she abandoned the home, and stated we wouldn't disseminate anything unless forced to counter false narratives in court. Then came the dirty tricks. Dirty trick number 1, a call from animal control. An anonymous tip claimed I was neglecting our dog, Buster. The AC officer came, saw a happy lab, and left looking annoyed. Logged by Ms. Hayes. Dirty trick number 2, Sarah's social media post about men who resort to cruel tactics. A couple of my close friends, to whom I'd privately shown a very brief, non-explicit segment of the footage to explain the situation and counter Qley's initial lies to our mutual circle, jumped in to subtly defend me. Sarah deleted the post after it backfired. Dirty trick number 3. Qley tried to empty an old emergency savings account with about $800 left. I moved most funds to my sole account months ago. The bank, aware of the pending divorce, my heads up, flagged it and called me. I had them freeze it. Shows bad faith. David called me once just to ask how I was holding up. Didn't mention Qley. Brenda is in full attack dog mode, calling my family to badmouth me. They know the score. Qley texted me directly, violating the lawyer's only rule. Mark, this is insane. My lawyer says you're being completely unreasonable. I need money, and Buster is my dog. I want him. Me. Screenshotted, sent to Ms. Hayes, Qley, all communication through lawyers. Buster is under my care, as agreed. This will be handled legally. Her response was a string of angry emojis. This is exhausting, but every stunt she pulls just makes me more determined. The hearing for temporary orders is next month. Final update, 6 months later. It's been about 7 months since the Celestial Suites showdown. Divorce was finalized last week. The temporary orders hearing was a circus. Qley tried to play the tearful victim. Her lawyer argued I was emotionally abusive. Ms. Hayes calmly presented facts. The PI report summary. The judge was aware of the full footage's existence. Qley's affair, her abandonment of the home, her income, her attempt to drain the savings. The judge was not impressed. Temporary support was a fraction of her demand. The judge even commented that Qley's own choices significantly contributed to her current predicament. David was in the courtroom. He just shook his head. The dirty tricks continued for a bit. An anonymous call to my workplace alleging I was unstable. My boss knew it was garbage. HR checked, found nothing, dismissed it. The actual division of assets. We sold the house, 50-50 equity split. She fought for more, claiming emotional distress and economic disadvantage. Ms. Hayes shut that down. The PI footage remained the elephant in the room. Qley's lawyer kept trying to get it sealed. We never threatened to release it, but its existence was a powerful deterrent. The final settlement. Asterisk house. Equity split 50-50ths. Asterisk spousal support. Time-limited rehabilitative alimony for 18 months. Enough to get her on her feet if she's serious. Contingent on her making efforts to find full-time work. Asterisk assets. We each kept our own retirement accounts. I kept Buster. Qley initially threw a fit, but her lawyer knew it was a losing battle. Asterisk legal fees. Each paid their own. The aftermath. Qley is in a small apartment, still part-time, struggling and complaining constantly. Brenda is still enabling her, but her patience is apparently wearing thin. Sarah is persona non grata. Liam, the AP, apparently moved away after the job loss and humiliation. David's relationship with Qley is strained. He's polite, but the trust is gone. He told me once, "You know, Mark, I taught her better. I don't know where that girl went." As for me, the last 7 months were brutal, but I'm out. I'm free. The peace in my new, smaller house is incredible. I learned I can handle a crisis. The revenge wasn't some grand explosion. It was holding up a mirror. Her father witnessing it live? That was the real consequence. Liam's dive was just cosmic slapstick. She created her own humiliation. I just ensured the curtains were pulled back. Time to move on. For real. Thanks for letting me vent, Reddit.